I'm here with the legendary, the world heavyweight champion of cinema and acting, Andrew Garfield. So great to be talking with you about Tick, Tick, Boom.
Hello. Hi. Welcome. I'm Jonathan Larson. I am 29 years old. I work at the Moondance Diner.
Check.
One sec. Do we take reservations? No, we do not take. We're a diner. I have an original rock musical
Hey, boy genius.
that I have spent the last 8 years of my life writing
He's getting out.
You're gonna be rich and famous.
and rewriting.
Did you crack it yet?
Oh, I'm getting so close. And rewriting.
Can I hear it?
Any day now.
8 years! And the time keeps ticking. Tick, tick.
You need to ask, are you letting yourself be led by fear or by love?
Fear! 100% fear!
I don't know what the show is.
Why do we play with fire?
What if the workshop happens and nothing changes? What then, Jonathan?
Maybe I'm just wasting my time.
Do you know how many Jonathan Larsons there are? One.
Why should we blaze a trail? There's not enough time. I went to 3 friends' funerals last year, and nobody is doing enough. I'm not doing enough.
Try writing about what you know.
What does it take to wake up a generation?
It would be a tragedy to give up what you have.
Take off and fly. Fear or love, baby, don't say the answer. Actions speak louder than louder. No matter what. Louder than. They speak louder. Louder.
Keep going, okay?
Actions speak louder than.
I've got to say, the life of Jonathan Larson in this film, there's just so much. It's such an incredible thing that you find in an odd place with what he went through in life. So my question to you is, what remarkable things did you find in unexpected places when going through this movie?
Nice. Well, first of all, thank you for the WWF intro. I've always dreamed of such a thing. Appreciate it. The unexpected things that I found in unexpected places, is that the question?
Yes. Well, remarkable things in unexpected places when doing this.
Oh God, it's such a great question. I think what one of the things I love about this film, when my mind goes off of that question, is that this is a film not about a great success. This is a film about a great failure. And I think maybe that's one of the reasons why audiences are connecting to it, is because we don't often tell the story of the loss, of the shame, of the rejection, of the the great failed artist. It's so inspiring. It's like it gives us this weird hope that maybe we should reapply to our original primary dream, like Jonathan does. Like we see Jonathan lead by example. I find that, and of course, what makes it even more profound, obviously, is that him going back towards his dream results in this opus of Rent that we hint to and we allude to in the film. But for me, it's those small, invisible years that are actually the key to the visible harvest that comes. And another thing that I find remarkable is, I think about Van Gogh a lot, and I think about how he must have woken up every morning to rejection and people telling him to give up. And I'm just thinking, like, if he had listened, and if he had said, you know what, all right, I'll be a plumber, or nothing wrong with being a plumber, but he wasn't called to being a plumber. Or I'll go and, maybe I'll do something else. If he had decided to do that, the world would have been so much less rich. The fact that he got up every morning and painted against the will of the world to leave us with this kind of I don't know, body of masterworks and like a kind of a whole new way of seeing life. I find that really, and that's the same with John. Like John could have given up, but he didn't. He never got to see his, his harvest, to receive his flowers. So I think that's another part of making this film that is remarkable, is that we get to give him his flowers in the spiritual realm, which I find really moving as well.
Fantastic answer. My next question for you is, since you're, this big aficionado of the cinema, are there any particular scenes in movies that have always stuck with you that you brought to this movie that helped shape your creative life?
Oh, that's really interesting. In terms of this movie, I would have to think further on that. I think about All That Jazz for sure, and how. You're roaming around a man's psyche, and it's kind of incredibly, you're in the subjective point of view of this person's soul and psyche, and I found that to be really, really inspiring for this particular film, and for that performance, incredibly inspiring for this particular film. Oh gosh, there are so many. For me, this film, that there was an element of like. The tone of it for me had a kind of, it's a weird thing. It's like a Pixar film, kind of. Like it's like characters in a Pixar film who are going through really like heavy duty, serious thematic shit, like the AIDS crisis. But like there's a kind of, maybe it's a musical theater thing where it's like these beautiful pure characters. So anyway, that's another weird thing. But for me, like I mean I love films, and when I think about great acting, the first scene I go to in terms of thinking about the kind of actor that I long and aspire to be is the first Russian roulette scene in Deer Hunter.
Come on, Mickey, come home. Just come home. Home. Talk to me. Nicholas, talk to me. Ha! In that first Vietnam War scene, after that amazing 45-minute to an hour intro of introducing these characters, at the wedding and at the bar, and like that film is just a masterwork, obviously, the Cimino film. But yeah, that scene between De Niro and Walken particularly is kind of like, where do you go from there? Like, how do you ever top that?
Oh, that's most excellent, most excellent. Thank you so much for talking with me today, and from one clarinet player to another. You're doing great.
Thanks, Bryan. I appreciate it.
Have a good one.
You too, dude.